Welcome back to the BJack 70 Show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and thank you, God, the Cavs won. Cavs pulled it out. Game 7, I'm recording this right after Game 7 ended. Thank you to Jarrett Allen. But we'll get into it. But yeah, appreciate you watching, appreciate you being here. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you already have, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. If not, thanks for watching and thanks for doing that. What I said, liking and subscribing in advance. So thank you. Cavs game 7, they pulled it out. And I just want to go line by line and talk about the most important pieces of this team, line by line. And I gotta start out. We have to start out. And I don't have the box score, I don't have the numbers pulled up or anything. TV turned off, hopped on the record in front of the camera. But shout out to Jarrett Allen. I've called Jarrett Allen everything but a child of God the last few years, and I feel like it's been deserved. But today he showed up and showed out. Played maybe the best game of his whole life tonight. He's earned my respect. Jarrett Allen essentially was a big part of the reason he saved my season. He saved my basketball teams, my city's chances at winning another championship anytime soon. He saved the season. And we'll get into, a couple other guys that played well, but Jarrett Allen made sure he was all over the offensive glass. He played with a desperation that was palpable. Loose balls were not going to anybody else except Jarrett Allen and Max Strus, who we'll talk about in a second. But Jarrett Allen, he got on the floor for balls. He came up with offensive rebounds, came up with defensive rebounds that he shouldn't have gotten, made all kinds of plays on defense. I don't know how many blocks he had, but he definitely changed the game in the paint in a way that he hasn't really done before in Cleveland. So I really got to give him his respect. Shout out to him. He was easily the best player on the court in this basketball game, especially in the second half. It was a joy to see. This is what we've wanted out of Jarrett Allen since he stepped foot in Cleveland. And this is the first time that he's fully given it to us. There's been numerous games that he's gotten 20 and 10, 20 and 12, couple blocks here, couple of blocks there. But he fully put it together tonight with the toughness, the aggressiveness. Even he got to the free throw line. He was trying to dunk on people. That was an out-of-body experience for me watching it. And it feels like it was an out-of-body experience for Jarrett Allen doing it. Now, I don't want to go so far as to say this is who he is now, but it's a good start. Moving forward in these playoffs, I would love for him to keep that intensity, keep that desperation going, because that is an ingredient. A Jarrett Allen that plays like that is an ingredient to go far in the playoffs with the team that we have. So again, shout out to Jarrett Allen. Unbelievable performance, game of his life, and it was at the exact moment that we needed it. We can retire the lights were too bright meme. He effectively ended that. These were the brightest lights that he's ever played under, and he came to play. He was the engine. He showed up. He was the reason that the Cavs won this game tonight, and we have to respect it. I'm talking to myself mostly because I've called him out above any other Cavalier in my lifetime, and I have to acknowledge what he did and acknowledge that he did an amazing job today. So thank you to Jarrett Allen. Moving on, Max Strus. Max Strus was doing all the little things. Max Strus was the guy getting us into offense at points in this game. Max Strus was cooking up on the perimeter and getting to the cup. Max Strus was playing defense. Max Strus had his hand in everything positive that was happening for the Cavaliers. I love Max Strus. I've noted and felt like Max Strus was a guy that played hard all the time and played hard in the playoffs, especially when I felt like at times last year a lot of people weren't. I felt like Max Strus was that guy that really brought it, even if it didn't show up in the box score, even if he wasn't making all of his shots. He was a guy that did not shrink in the postseason last year, and I appreciate that. And that was him again tonight. Again, game 7, biggest game of the season. Your season's on the line. He brought it. I was begging him, hoping that he would come back healthy all season when he was out with the foot injury. Wanted him to come back, was begging for him to come back. He came back, got himself into shape, got himself into rhythm, and now the biggest game of the year, he showed up as well. He's getting the loose balls too. Every loose ball Jarrett Allen didn't get, Max Strus got. So those two guys really, really did their thing tonight. Evan Mobley was in foul trouble, but when he was on the court, he was making plays. He did what he needed to do. The Evan Mobley, his shine was in games 5 and 6. Evan Mobley really heard the noise, locked in, and really came to play. He's been hitting threes consistently. I don't want to see him shooting too many of those, but he has been hitting them consistently recently. So I moving forward, I want him to continue his aggression, continue his ascension. He's really brought it also. Donovan Mitchell. If the Cavs didn't win this game, it was going to be a whole different episode of this YouTube show, me talking about Donovan Mitchell. But finally, with the run leading into halftime and coming out in the second half, Donovan Mitchell stopped point shaving. He locked in and started being the number one guy that we needed. If you follow me on Twitter at BJack70 on Twitter, I posted last night the Cam Newton, Keon Coleman meme. You're supposed to be our number one, but you're playing like a bum. And it started out rough. He was trying to squeeze through double teams, throwing the ball away, turning the ball over, not making shots. A couple of shots went in here and there, but by and large, it was not a great performance in that first half. Right up until the end when he started getting it going. It was we were headed for catastrophe. Now, we're moving on to the second round. Catastrophe hasn't fully been averted yet. We'll see what it looks like when we play the Pistons and if we go further than that. But Donovan Mitchell, for us to do anything special, Donovan Mitchell has to be what we know him to be. He has to be a guy that is an automatic 25. He has to be 25 points when he walks into the building. He has to be 25 points when his feet hit the floor in the morning getting out of bed. He has to be 25 points. That is the Donovan that we need for the Cavs to be a true contender in this Eastern Conference. And he wasn't for most of this series, but he played well enough in the second half to help us move forward and keep the season alive. It was ugly. It was nasty before this. He was playing terribly, inefficiently, horribly, but we're moving on, and he has a chance to redeem himself in the biggest way, in the biggest games coming up next series. Next, James Harden. I have, and if you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, if you're watching all of these games, you understand. But the national media and everybody that just happened to tune in, their team wasn't playing. They're tuning in to watch Game 7 on a Sunday night. They will probably have some things to say about James Harden, even though the Cavs won. They're going to look at the box score and they're going to say this, they're going to say that. I have zero qualms with playoff James Harden so far. Before Game 7, James Harden is the reason like these games are close. James Harden was doing everything that a team needed him to do in the playoffs. This past game, Game 7, he stopped turning the ball over. He only had 2 turnovers. He stopped turning the ball over at an incredible rate. So that already made it better. He wasn't efficient from the field or the 3-point line, but he got to the free throw line and he played good defense. He's good with me. He's good in my book. If he's going to get to the free throw line, make the free throws, bring the ball up the court, get into the offense, make unbelievable passes. I need to talk about Game 6. Yes, the Cavs lost Game 6. It's fine now. We're moved on. The pass that James Harden threw from corner to corner along the baseline, I think it was to Dean Wade, and Dean Wade missed the 3. That was an unbelievable pass. That's a pass that I've only seen LeBron James and Magic Johnson make or even attempt. And a lot of people they only pay attention to the clips and the narratives. James Harden might be a better passer than he is a scorer. So the fact that he tried it wasn't like shocking to me, but it was still an unbelievable pass that got through. But that was Game 6. And Game 7, he chipped into this game and did what he needed to do. Again, getting to the free throw line. And he was playing defense, got a huge steal. I don't remember. I think the steal I'm thinking of ended up going to Max Strus, for Max Strus layup on the fast break. I'm good with James Harden. I'm absolutely 100% good with James Harden so far. We'll see what it looks like again going into the second round. Is only the first round. Going first round, Game 7 wasn't ideal, but it is what it is. But he's good with me. He's good with me. Next thing I want to talk about. Can we stop talking about Darius Garland? DG isn't the Cleveland Cavalier anymore. I saw people on Twitter posting Darius Garland when things were going bad. Darius Garland would not have helped this Cavs team because he probably wouldn't have been on the floor. That's his MO in the playoffs, being injured and not being on the floor. That's why he got traded. That's why he got traded for James Harden. Because no matter what you want to say about James Harden will play basketball games. James Harden will be on the court no matter what injury is ailing him at the moment. whatever you want to say about the clutch and the tour dates and all that about James Harden is whatever, but he is available for playoff games. So let's not. It's just like Cleveland fans to live in the past, in nostalgia, and long for yesteryear. Darius is gone. He's not coming back. Let's move on. Let's get past it. We don't need to bring up Darius Garland, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Next, Kenny Atkinson. You're not off the hook yet, buddy. You're not off the hook yet. Yes, Dennis Schroeder saved us in game 5. I'm gonna need him to play a little bit less. Just a little bit less. Jalen Tyson, he gave us some good minutes in game 7. Sometimes he's getting out of hand. Why is Dean Wade on the court at all? Dean Wade is not helping. He's not helping. He finally hit a 3 late in the game when nothing was in the balance. He's either got to start making his open threes or something else, not in the basketball game. Like hand out towels, try to draw up some plays, make sure the Gatorade is full, come up with handshakes with the guys on the court for when they get introduced in the starting lineup. Do something else, anything else, unless you're going to start hitting your open threes. That's all I'm asking. Dean Wade is out there to play defense and hit open threes, and it's really been tough seeing him not do either of those things. So, Kenny Atkinson, please figure that out, because you're not off the hook. We've survived. We're going to round 2, but we're watching you. We're watching you. Now, talk about some of the Raptors. Scotty Barnes, shout out to you. I was not familiar with your game. Thank God he got into foul trouble. It was kind of getting away from them before he got that 5th foul, but it definitely put me at ease to know Michael, Scotty Barnes, Jordan was going to the bench with 5 fouls. We could not guard him. There was nothing that we could do to stop Scotty Barnes. It makes me nervous for what's going to happen with Cade Cunningham in the second round, but that's a Tuesday night problem. Scotty Barnes was tough. Scotty Barnes was hitting contested shots. Scotty Barnes was facilitating the offense. Scotty Barnes was doing a lot. And he has my respect. So shout out to him. 2 more Raptors that also got my respect. Shed and Colin Murray Boyles. Y'all pissed me off all series and infuriated me all series. And as the opposing team, that is the highest compliment I could give you. I watched a lot of Jamal Shed threes go in. I watched a lot of Colin Murray Boyles bullying, offensive tip-ins, dunks, alley-oops, just a nuisance all series. Y'all played your asses off. So shout out to you guys. Really, the highest compliment I can give opposing team role players. Y'all played your asses off. And I respect y'all. Rest of the Raptors, though, I don't give a shit. RJ Barrett, you whatever. Brandon Ingram, hope you get healthy, but whatever. Not worried about you. Pirtle, whatever. Mishkidisvili, whatever your name is, dog. Who else? Who else is on that team? Yeah, I don't know. Walters, whatever. You hit a bunch of threes. Didn't hit any threes at the beginning of the series, and then you hit 48 threes after game 3. Shout out to you, I guess, but Toronto, it was a great series. Very entertaining, even though, I almost got my heart broken. But only good thing I can say about Toronto right now, Iceman on the way, May 15th. Drizzy Drake is coming soon. Can't wait. That's the only good thing I can say about Toronto right now. Detroit coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to be honest. I have not watched any Detroit Pistons basketball, including this past series with the Orlando Magic. I don't know. Honestly, I do not know what they have going, but I know they got Cade Cunningham. That's all I know. So whatever we see on Tuesday is going to be a surprise to me. So I'm not usually one to break down basketball on this channel, but yeah, we're getting serious into the playoffs, so I might do a little bit more of that during the playoffs. So stay tuned for that. But Detroit, T Grizzly, Sada Baby, Peasy, Haha Davis, D12, Eminem, 8 Mile, Makai Pfeiffer, whoever. I got smoke for y'all coming these next 2 weeks. I don't care. Anything Michigan, thumbs down these next 2 weeks. So we're coming for y'all. Cavs in 6, hopefully. Hopefully it don't have to go another 7 games. But real quick, wanna say Boston Celtics blew a 3-1 lead. I can say this now blissfully that the Cavs advanced. I've never been happier to see a team blow a 3-1 lead than the Boston Celtics. Fuck every single one of the Boston Celtics except Jason Tatum. I'm in solidarity with Jason Tatum. Achilles tear boys on deck. Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, B-Jax, all cut from the same cloth. Yeah, all of the Boston Celtics, y'all can kiss my ass. Jaylen Brown today getting on stream talking about flopping, and you lost in the game 7. The team is on your back, and they lost in a game 7, and you get on here crying the very next day, not even like in July, talking about this and crying about it. The next day, it's still May. You lost in the first round, dog. You blew a 3-1 lead in the first round, and you want to get on here and cry like that? That's unbecoming of an all-NBA player, bro. So, fuck the Celtics. Fuck everything Boston. Fuck Joe Mazzulla. Fuck Jaylen Brown. Fuck Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Kada, Vucevic, Mark Wahlberg, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. What else is involved? Tom Brady, Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini. Fuck them all. Everybody up in the New England area. Fuck y'all. And I can say that with my chest today because the Cavs won. And the Celtics are at the crib watching everybody else play basketball. So that feels good. That feels good. Last thing before I get out of here. Y'all watch my last video? Y'all see the comments on my last video? Y'all follow me on TikTok and see my TikTok comments? I didn't know. I made a grave mistake. I didn't know Shiloh Sanders had so many fans on the internet. I didn't know misogyny. Well, that would be a lie. I didn't know misogyny had that many fans on the internet. But yeah, the Shiloh Sanders fans attacked me, or the Shador fans, the Deion Sanders fans, stepping in to protect one of their own. They attacked me. I said nothing wrong. I'm not the one that said anything wrong. I just said he should apologize. Did people get mad when I said they should unsubscribe from his Twitch unless you like misogyny? You can stay there. People really got upset at that. And if you didn't see, Shiloh saw it. Shiloh commented. All he said was, "Dang, bruh." That was it. No, no contrition. Sorry, if he doesn't know, if you guys that are in the comments, or he doesn't know what contrition means, it means that you're sorry, that you're going to apologize. No, none of that. Just said, "Dang, bro," and everybody's like, "What does he have to apologize for?" He has to apologize for telling a woman to make a sandwich and attacking her credibility as a journalist when she's a Hall of Fame journalist, literally a Hall of Fame journalist. If I'm wrong for that, I'm just gonna be wrong. So I'm not backing down. I'm standing on what I feel. I didn't say anything. I'm not the person in the exchange that said anything wrong. I'm just trying to bring attention to what I think was disrespect. But people like disrespecting women. I can't relate. That's not how I was raised. My mother raised me to not disrespect women. That's just me though. If you know, and I'm not talking about my subscribers. I'm talking about the people in the YouTube short comments, in the YouTube video comments, and the TikTok comments, the Twitter comments. Those guys, those gentlemen were raised as such. They love to disrespect women, and I can't relate. So if you respect women, go ahead, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, share the videos, and join me for being lame and respecting women. But that's all I got. That is I think this is gonna be my first video of the week, I believe. Unless some crazy football news comes out, I'm gonna keep this as the first video of the week. And yeah, otherwise I will see you guys on Friday.